Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here to bring you a wig review in partnership with name brand wigs. This is Ring by Ellen Wille in the color Sand Rooted, and the color code for this is 20.14.26. They do not include the code for the root, so we'll try to discern what color the root is when we talk about color. I do timestamp everything in the description, so if you're only here to see the color, go down to the description for the section on color. If you want to know more about Ring, then stick around. I think there's some important information if you ever think you might wear a short wig like this or this one that you need to know. Thank you so much, Name Brand Wigs, for sending me Ring so I could show all of my wig sisters and help them make an informed decision if they're in the market to purchase a style like this. If you have not checked out Name Brand Wigs, I strongly recommend them, not just because I work with them. I've been a customer since the beginning of my wig wearing journey. I've only been working with them for the past year or so to bring more reviews to all of you, but I've been a customer a lot longer than that. If you want to visit their website, it's namebrandwigs.com. They have a great customer service team. You can reach out to them if you're struggling on your wig wearing journey. You can email them, support@namebrandwigs.com, or give them a call. Their phone number is at the website. They really can help you. All right, let's take a look at this one from all sides. Now, if you watch any of my reviews, you know that it's really important to me that you're aware of some of the pitfalls of wig wearing. One of the pitfalls on a short wig like this is the nape. I always say if the nape is shorter than 2 inches, please know your hairline and what length nape puts you at risk of showing your hairline. Some women have a longer hairline than others, and so I think 2 inches is the safe length. Anything longer than 2 inches, it'd be super rare for somebody to have a hairline that will show, a woman at least. And not impossible, there's outliers for everything, but in general, I think 2 inches is a safe number. This one comes in at just 2 inches. Where I think this one will have it, you may have a challenge if you have a lower hairline, is kind of on the side here, and that's typical for any short nape wig. Sometimes there's an indent on the side, and I personally have some wispies that stick out there. Not a problem if the color matches your wispies, but if you're going outside of your natural hair color, please be aware of that. I do have a video showing you how you can take a wig grip and hide your bio hair that may have a tendency to want to poke out of a short wig. I'll link that video in the description. It really can be helpful, and it's the technique that I use because I'm not currently buzzing my hair, and it can be a little unruly, and that is my way of containing it. So 2-inch nape. Now this piece does not have a lace front, but it does have a mono crown. I'm not a huge I don't want to say I'm not a huge fan of mono crowns. I'm not really sure what the purpose of a mono crown is. I know what they say the purpose is. It gives it a little bit more of a natural like hairline right at the crown where that is. It sort of lays more naturally. I don't know if it really makes that big of a difference. If you think it makes a huge difference and you appreciate it when when an overall basic cap has a mono crown, please let me know in the description. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. If this does have a mono crown, I don't think it adds too much to the price. This is a lower price point wig compared to other Ellen Wille wigs because there really aren't any hand-tied features except for that little bit of a mono crown on the top. I'm going to give you guys a warning on this one, and this is not just this one. I think this is something to consider for any short style that has some length that can blow in wind and it doesn't have a lot of permatease or volume. This is a low density wig that doesn't have a lot of permatease, and when I went outside and the wind is blowing, it blows this up a little bit here, and every now and then if it hits it just right, you can see a little bit of wefting right there. You'll be able to see that in the outside section. Here's my advice to you. First of all, wear this wig indoors. If you're not going to be spending a lot of time outside, this could be a great wig for that, because then you don't have to worry about that at all. If you're going to be spending a lot of time outside, this may not be the right wig to choose. Maybe choose one with a monofilament or with a lace front so that when that hair blows, it won't matter. Or you can style this wig. You can wear a headband so that it will hold down some of those fibers. And so let's say you don't own a ton of wigs and you love this style and you want this style, but you're worried about that. You know, get it situated, get that headband on. It doesn't have to be a headband like this. It can be a bandana that you tie around. I love short wigs with bandanas tied around in headband style. Oh my gosh, it's one of my favorite looks. I wear short wigs in the summer, awesome. Oh my gosh, often. I'm losing my ability to speak apparently. I wear short wigs in the summer often with headbands, either these type of headbands or a bandana. So it's really a viable option. I'm telling you this so that you can be educated. I honestly don't think this is a bad wig. I think if you're looking for low density, no permatease, short styles, you're gonna run into this. It's not just going to be this wig. So be aware of that and know how you can handle it, either with keeping a wig for outdoor purposes or styling your wig. Plus, how cute is this? I love short wigs with headbands. All right, enough of that. So consider yourself warned, and let's move on to the rest of this review. So this is such a fun wig. Oh my gosh, you guys. So I took it out of the box and I did my unboxing, and it was a little unruly. I had a little bit of trouble with a piece up here that just wanted to stick up. That was just a product of it laying in the box. I was able to tame that really well. All I did was get my hands a little bit wet with water, and I just arranged the fibers. Same with the front. They kind of laid funny out of the box. I just took a little bit of water in my hands and I smoothed it out. That was all it needed. You can always take styling cream and really play around with layers and short styles like this to get it to be really fun and edgy, but you can also keep it fairly polished by just smoothing it out, maybe using a clip, doing some tucking. There's a lot you can do with a short style, surprisingly. Now this does have long bangs here. So there is a fringe here that really hangs down longer than everything else. You can play that up or you can tame that down. It does actually sit to the side very well, and you can use a clip or a bobby pin to hold that back. So you have some options. So like I said, this is a low density wig, and there is the barest amount of crimpy fibers right at the cap. There is, and maybe a little bit of thicker right there, just at the crown. There's no poofy, pillowy permatease on this one. There's no poof. If you get overwhelmed by wigs when they have volume or poof, really you don't have to worry about that with this one. The only thing is there's so many short layers that, you know, sometimes they kind of want to be piecey and stick out. But like I said, some water, even some styling cream, really will tame those if that's your goal. So I really wouldn't worry about that. It's really adorable. Now, the cap features, like I said, it's a basic cap and it has a mono crown. So I'll show you what that means, because I'm certain there's some of you who've never heard of a mono crown before. That is a mono crown. A little round. This is about a silver dollar circle, maybe a $50, kind of right at the crown. I've seen mono crowns much smaller than this. This is not going to impact anything visible. If anything, it helps it to kind of lay a little bit more natural at that point, but it really isn't visible in any way, shape, or form. That's why I say I'm kind of on the fence about the benefit of a mono crown. Clearly they think there's a benefit because they do put them in a number of their basic cap wigs, which is why I'm interested to hear what you guys think. We've got a basic front, nice soft velvet there. We've got ear tabs with bendable stays and nice soft velvet. I don't know if that's technically velvet. It's velvety. And then we've got an extended nape and Velcro adjusters. I really love Ellen Wille caps. In general, Ellen Wille is one of my favorite synthetic wig brands. I think that they make really realistic looking wigs. Density is generally really realistic. They don't tend to have high density pieces. Obviously, there's exceptions on occasion. They don't tend to have a lot of permatease. I really like that their fibers are wispy and sort of light. It really mimics somebody who has naturally fine hair, which, you know, my experience is a lot of women with androgenic alopecia like I have, also known as female pattern baldness, had really fine, you can see this piece, every now and then it wants to stick up. It's really easy to tame. And that's maybe just how it laid in the box, and you won't have that issue with your piece. Have really fine wispy hair, so this feels very natural to me because that's how my hair was. If you had super thick, super coarse hair and you didn't have fine wispy hair, maybe Ellen Wille isn't the right brand for you, especially in the beginning. I think we all want something real similar to our bio hair in the beginning. And so just keep in mind, every manufacturer specializes in different types of fibers. And this one is kind of more of the wispy, light and wispy, very natural. Okay, cap and fit. This generally, Ellen Wille is known for running small. They're known for running closer to average petite. And I will tell you, I have a 22-inch circumference. That is absolutely average. I have rarely ever come across an Ellen Wille wig that did not fit my circumference. I have no problem with the 22-inch circumference with Ellen Wille wigs. Where the smallness can play in is over the top. I have a very petite over the top of my head, and that's the measurement from ear to ear and front to back. I have a video showing you how to measure your head if you've never done that. It's really important. And all of your measurements matter, not just your circumference. In the case of Ellen Wille, you can be average circumference, but if you're also average over the top, then they will be snug on you because they really do fit more of the petite head shape. But I do think an average circumference generally can work fine with Ellen Wille. Some of that is also your personal preference on comfort. Some people love wigs to be snug because they feel more secure. Some people do not like snug wigs. They give them headaches and they're uncomfortable. You'll learn this and you'll figure out what works best for you. But in the beginning, know that there's lots of variables. I get asked all the time, will this wig fit me? I mean, I need to know a lot more information. And even then, even if I know all of your measurements, your head shape can matter in wig fit. So know that Ellen Wille tends to run a little small. Sometimes I find them running really average. This one running pretty small. I would say this is average petite, and I don't get any extra cap up here. I do get a little bit of stretch, but honestly, this is barely stretchy. Yeah, this hardly has any stretch. Look at my measurements. If you are bigger than me anywhere, think twice about this one. That's my advice to you. Now, I get okay coverage. This is also where I think small cap is evidenced in the coverage on the sides. So I get the ear tab sits actually really high on me. There's my lobe, top of my lobe, there's the ear tab. I actually prefer the ear tab to be down. What that does then is it kind of gives me good coverage and my bio hair doesn't show. What's saving me on this one is they've got a lot of hair sewn in on these ear tabs, and these short hairs kind of like to sit down a ways. That hides my bio hair. But that's another area where you might see that a wig is running a little bit small. Okay, so we talked about most of the details. Fringe, it has one. You can always trim this off. And guys, it's really easy. If you have just a tiny bit to trim, it's really easy. I have a video showing you how to fix bangs on a wig using a thinning razor. I will link that in the description. Maybe you don't need to trim these bangs, but this is something you're not loving. You can use that technique on this. It's nearly foolproof. Anyone can do it. So if you're new, please check that out as well. All right, let's talk about color. This color is called Sand Rooted. And again, the color code is 20.14.26. And how I would describe this, and I think the website describes it this way, and I think it's a good description. We've got a light brown, a medium honey brown, and light golden brown with dark roots. I think, as a natural brunette, this feels like a dark blonde to me. All of the colors are described as a light brown, and I think that's okay. I do think it's a pretty good description. If you are a blonde, I think you will agree with this. If you are a natural brunette, though, this feels like a dark blonde. I think I just contradicted myself, because I said the description fits pretty well. I think it depends on your perspective. Like I said, if you're a blonde, you'll think so. Now, this rooting, it looks really dark in my viewfinder. It's not quite that dark, but it's a decently dark root. I would guess it's a 6 on the colors wheel for synthetic wig colors. The darkest is a 2, then the next is a 4, then the next is a 6. So a medium dark brown. And you can kind of see it because this is short. You can kind of see it all throughout. It's not a long root, but it's definitely there all throughout. It's what makes this color as a dark natural brunette wearable for me, that rooting. I do hear from wig sisters often that are, you know, maybe you are a blonde or you don't like rooting. Hold on, everybody. Barking dogs. I had to close my door. It gets hot in this room when I film with the door closed, but then the dogs, you can hear them more. Okay, so I hear from wig sisters fairly often who don't like rooting. They wish the rooting trend would end. And if you're one of them, I understand. But I do think wigs look more natural with a little bit of rooting. I think it's hard for a wig to look super natural if there is no rooting. Not impossible, but I think it helps. This one is a bit on the darker side though, so please keep that in mind if you don't like dark rooting. All right, everybody, let's get outside so you can see this color outside. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm always happy to answer. Thank you once again, Name Brand Wigs. I appreciate your partnership and your support of the wig wearing community through review after review. It makes a huge difference. It really does. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in my next video.
All right, my friends, here we are with this color outside. Normally, this is where wigs look more ashy, and inside is where they look warmer. So tuck that in your back pocket for future reviews. And yes, color does change on wigs depending on the lighting. That is the nature of the beast. A little bit of wind so you can see how this one blows around. Chance to see that. That little long in the front will blow a bit. All right. Thanks for watching.